Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my first ever MLB Power Rankings. In today's video, of course, we are going to be going over my MLB Power Rankings. I'm going to do it on a tier list for you guys, so hopefully you guys are into that sort of thing. Of course, if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Really quickly, you guys are going to get a Saturday video this week, and it's going to be detailing everything that's going to be happening this summer from what I have so far lined up for you guys between interviews. Obviously, the basketball tournament, I'm trying to get dates for that as well, 7-on-7 football. And then, of course, we may do a baseball game or two in between that one as well. So, a lot coming this summer. Hopefully, you guys are into that. And, of course, I forgot to mention one thing as well. Team War Ready. We'll talk about all of that as well on Saturday. So if you guys haven't already, hit that sub button. Be sure to leave a comment down below. Drop a like on this video. And turn on that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any of our latest videos. But let's go ahead straight into it. Nothing really to talk about here. Masters got delayed a little bit, but now they're officially underway. Tiger's set to tee off in a little bit. By the time you guys get this, he have already teed off. But I will be watching Tiger Woods in the Masters this weekend. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right in to our MLB opening week power rankings. Alright, y'all, here we go. Our MLB Power Rankings tier list starts right now. These are literally in order on my Power Rankings sheet that I literally have for me on the computer right now. So, starting off at number 30, I'm going to put the Miami Marlins in the F tier. They haven't been looking all great so far. I mean, they've won, one game out of the whole year. Their pitching's not great. They can play really good defense. They just can't really get offensively scoring, and that's what you need to win baseball games. So that is why I have them at an F tier. Now, moving on is the Kansas City Royals. I'm also going to put them at an F tier. I know they beat the Astros last night. I'm pretty sure they've won a couple more games than the Miami Marlins. Yeah, they're 8-4 right now, and they're currently beating the Houston Astros, which is really embarrassing. I didn't even know we played today, this afternoon. I thought it was a night game. But right now, they've been opening weekend-wise, they were not that great. So that is why I have them at a F tier right now. Now, moving on to another F tier, you got the Oakland Athletics. They haven't been looking terrible, but again, they are moving back to Los Angeles. If you guys did not see, speaking of the Oakland A's, currently right now they are beating the Texas Rangers 1-0, but they have a 4-8 record right now, and they're fourth in the American League Western Conference. So that is why I have them at an F tier currently. Now moving on is number 27, the Chicago White Sox. I'm going to give them a D. They haven't been looking too great recently, but they have gotten a couple of wins, which is why during that opening week, I have them putting, obviously, them right there in that D tier. And then, of course, right there, they lost to the Houston Guardians. They're 2-10 right now. I know the A's have a little bit of a better record-wise, but I still have them right now at a D tier if I am talking about the Chicago White Sox. Moving on is the New York Mets. I'm also going to put them at a D tier. I know they beat the Braves earlier, and they are also playing the Braves currently right now. They are destroying the Atlanta Braves at home 12-3, but they're still fourth in the National League East, which is why I have them at a D tier currently for me, especially opening weekend-wise. They did not look that great, so that is why I'm going to give them a D tier for the time being. Moving on is the Colorado Rockies. I am also going to be giving them a D tier. Again, they're the same boat as the Oakland Athletics, I believe. They have not been looking good all year. And what I'm doing on my computer right now is typing to see, looking at their records. Yeah, currently they're fact-checking it. They are 5th in the National League West. That is terrible if you're talking record-wise. And, of course, you get smoked by the Diamondbacks in the opening series on the year. So that is why I have them at a D tier. Moving on is the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm also going to put them at a D tier. They haven't been playing the best ball either. I mean, they're just not that great of a club. They lost a lot of guys to retirement. So that is currently why I have them at a D tier. Now, again, they could get hot in the regular season. They're 5th in the National League Central right now, which is why I'm going to put them at that D tier team. Now, moving on is the Toronto Blue Jays. They also get a D tier. Their record currently is 6-7. They're sitting at a 4.462 winning percentage. At home, they're really good. On the road, they're not really that great. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. They're 500 right now, so that is currently why I have them in the D tier. Moving on, though, you got the Washington Nationals. Now, I'm going to put them at a C tier. They're playing really good ball currently. Their record is 5-7. Obviously, in the National League East, it's going to be hard to compete with the Atlanta Braves, with the Philadelphia Phillies of the world. But for what they're doing right now, they've beaten the really bad teams that they're supposed to beat. And then, of course, they obviously can win a couple of those really good games. They'll be in good shape to hopefully get a playoff spot. Speaking of the Philadelphia Phillies, I'm going to have them at a C tier as well. Again, they're 6-6 on the year. They don't have a winning record right now. They're currently 500 even, which is why I'm going to put them at a C tier. That's kind of the mid-tier team, so I'm being very generous there by giving the Nationals a C. But again, both of those teams are 500 or worse, so that is why they're going in the C tier. Moving on is the Houston Astros. They are last in the conference, but I have faith that they will bounce back. They currently get a C tier as well. I just think that with the no-hitter that they pitch, and obviously getting destroyed right now by the Los Angeles Angels without Shohei, is not going to be that great. So that is why I have them in a C tier. I may move them down by the time the season ends, but currently, I have them at a C tier. Moving on to your next team, you have the San Francisco Giants. They're in the National League West, by the way, if you guys did not know that. They currently are also going to be getting, actually, I'm going to put them at a D tier for now. I know it's kind of off for that, but they are 5-8 on the year. Their winning percentage is .385. They're obviously not that great at home, or they're not great away. They're about 500 at home, but away right now, they're struggling on the road. So that's why they are going to be getting a D tier in this Power Rankings league. Now, moving on is the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm going to give them a C. They are 4th in their division, but that division is a really well-rounded division. They're 7-6 on the year. They have an above 500 win percentage. Obviously, the Yankees, Orioles, and Red Sox are all going to be really talented as well. The Blue Jays even are right there with them, too. So that division is going to be stacked to the final end of the year. We'll see who can keep it going. But as for now, the Rays are sitting at a C-tier team. Moving on, though, from the Tampa Bay Rays, of course, is going to be the San Diego Padres. I am going to be putting these Padres, of course, at an A tier. They are playing really well. They're second in their division behind, of course, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're 7-8 on the year, 3-0 or 3.0 games back behind first place, 5-6 at home, 2-2 on the road. So their road record is actually better than their home record right now. But again, we'll see how it all plays out. But currently, I have them at an A tier team currently. Moving on is, in fact, the Chicago Cubs. I'm going to give them a B tier. They're 3rd in their division right now. Winning against the Padres was a step in the right direction for that club. That club, obviously, getting a whole team manager is going to be very different for them. So that is why I'm going to be giving them a B. They're working with it right now. They're above 500. Obviously, at home, they're really good. On the road, they're struggling. They're 2-4 on the road. But there are some improvements to work on. That's why I'm going to give them a B as well. Moving on, though, of course, you have the Los Angeles A's. Now, this is going to be, or Los Angeles Angels, rather. This is going to be controversial for this one, but I got them at a B. I know they're really, really good without Shohei Ohtani right now. They're doing fine without him, but I got to see more out of this team. I mean, pitching-wise, they do let up a lot of runs, so that's why I'm going to put them at a B tier for now. Moving on, you do have the Cincinnati Reds. This one's going to be kind of tough because, again, I'm going to have them at a C tier on this one. I just think that that's how it's going to wind up. They're almost last in their division with a right at 500 winning percentage, which is a mid-tier team. So that is why they're in the middle currently with the MLB organization group, I guess you would say, for that one. Moving on, you got the Cleveland Guardians. I'm going to give them an S tier as well. They are playing really good ball. They're 750 win percentage. They're 2-1 on the road. But away, they are 7-2. That is really good, and they're 9-3 first place in their division. So they're playing really good ball. I expect this club to stay hot. But as of right now, they are definitely an S tier for me. Moving on, you got the Minnesota Twins. I'm going to give them a D for this one. They're second to last in their division, obviously. 4-6 record total. They're .400 winning percentage right now. away, they're pretty average, if you must say so yourself. But again, that's where I've got the Minnesota Twins is, of course, a D. Moving on to the next one, you got the Orioles. I'm going to give them an A. They're playing really good. They're 7-4, second in their division. They're 3-2 on the way, and they're 4-2 at home. So they're playing really good ball, and it looks like nobody's really trying to stop them as well. But moving on is the Boston Red Sox, and if I got to give the Orioles an A, I got to give the Red Sox an A. They're currently right there with them. They're one game out of that spot. They're 7-5 on the year. At home, they're 0-2, but on the road, they're 7-3. So that's why I've got them currently at an A tier right there. Now, moving on is another National League foe. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm going to give them a B. They got swept by the Atlanta Braves. Their offense is clicking, though. Their offense can score some runs this year, and that is why I'm going to give them an A or a B tier for now. Currently, I've got them at a B as well. Moving on is the Seattle Mariners. Now, this one's going to be very controversial, but I've got to give them a B. I think they're a really solid club. Obviously, that rookie that they had last year is still with them. They can score some runs. Excuse me for that one. But again, that's why I've got them at a B tier currently. Now, moving on is the Milwaukee Brewers of the National League Central, and they're going to get a B as well. They're obviously 8-3 on the year. They're a half game back out of first place for the Pirates. They're keeping up with them. That's why I've got to give them a B if you are the, of course, Milwaukee Brewers. Now, moving on to our next team is the Texas Rangers. I'm going to give them an S tier team. I believe all the way out we're going to do S tiers, but I'm going to talk about these and why they deserve S tiers in a minute. The Rangers are playing really good. They're 7-5 on the record for this year, 5-4 at home and 2-1 on the road. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games, so win percentage is a little over .583. But that offense is clicking. That offense can get hot at the right time, which is why I have them at an S tier. Moving on, you got the Dodgers. They're playing lights out ball. There's really no explanation for that, and that is why I've got them at an S tier. Moving on is the Pittsburgh Pirates. They get an A. I feel like every year this happens. They get really good to start out the year, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, they're back to being bad. It's what happened last year, and I think it's what happened the year before. So currently I've got them an A, and we'll see if they move up to an S tier later in my mid-season power rankings, but right now they are an A tier for me. Now moving on, you have the Detroit Tigers. I believe they are sitting at 7-4 on the year. I'm going to give them a B. I just think that they could do better. They could definitely do better. Now moving on is the Atlanta Braves. This team is an S tier for me. They're really good. They can hit. They can play defense. They can pitch. Their pitching is a little iffy right now with Spencer Strider being hurt. Max Fried obviously needs to step up big for them. And then, of course, the two other pitchers that they're going to have, Charlie Morton, and then another guy, whoever they're going to bring up from the minor leagues, is going to fill in for Spencer Strider. But regardless of that loss, they're still playing really good ball, and I like this Atlanta Braves squad a lot. Now, moving on to our final team. That is the New York Yankees. They're an S tier. I mean, obviously, they're 10-3. They have the best record in baseball right now. They're 769 win percentage, 4-2 at home, and 6-1 on the way. I think that is enough to get them at an S tier. But yeah, that is going to be all for my MLB power rankings. Anyway, if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, let me know what you thought of my power rankings in the comments down below. That's going to be all for today's video. Really quickly, want to recap something really quickly. Tigers about to tee off in about 20 minutes or so I'm going to be watching that within the next 20 minutes. But Alvin Henderson, the 4-star running back, has committed to Penn State, and Auburn got another recruit and an offensive tackle. So it's looking up for Auburn recruiting. Some big news in college football. We'll talk about that next Thursday on the channel, so stick around for that one. We're going to go over college football and basketball news as well. All of those headlines next week. Tomorrow you're getting Franchise Friday, and like I said, on Saturday, we're going to highlight all the summer things that's coming. So stick around, stay tuned. You guys will be very entertained on Saturday's video. So that is where I'm going to hop off, get this thing edited so you guys can watch it on time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.